The One and Only Ivan is a children's novel by Katherine Applegate that eventually went on to win the John Newbery Medal, which is actually the highest honor for U.S. children's literature. The One and Only Ivan is based on the true story of a gorilla named Ivan, who was captured from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Through her writing, Katherine Applegate is able to transform the enigma that is Ivan into a fictional gorilla who can understand and even speak human language, and who tells the story through a series of short, illustrative accounts. Applegate does a great job of exemplifying the power of friendship and loyalty, and we see this theme play out time and time again throughout the novel, but especially while at the mall. Ivan lives with his animal companions, Stella, an elderly elephant who was once part of a famous circus, and Bob, a stray dog who sleeps on Ivan's chest at night. He is also friends with a 10-year-old human named Julia, who is the daughter of the mall janitor George. Ivan and Julia are both artists, and after Julia slips a paper and crayon through the hole in Ivan's cage, Ivan begins to create drawings the mall owner Mac would sell. Art actually helps Ivan deal with the loneliness that comes with living in captivity and the dull experience that is his everyday life inside that small cage. When it comes to empathizing with their young readers, Applegate does a really great job to include this because there are many students and children who use art and other creative outlets to deal with their sometimes troubling realities. A big turning point in the story occurs when Ruby, a baby elephant, arrives at the mall. Stella immediately becomes Ruby's protector and looks out for her, and Ivan quickly forms a relationship with her as well. In getting to know Ruby, the mall animals realize they've all suffered some form of human cruelty. However, Ruby also remembers her life being saved by humans and she fell into after she fell into a hole back in Africa. And Stella even describes zoos where humans provide more of a safe place for animals, thus suggesting that humans aren't all bad. Another theme kind of counteracting this common theme of human cruelty, animal cruelty in the story. After Stella dies, Ruby ends up asking Ivan about his past, and through reliving it, Ivan begins to see his home in the small mall as more of a cage and a prison, like it truly is. At the same time, Mac has begun threatening Ruby with a claw stick while training her to perform in the mall circus to replace Stella. It's at that point when Ivan realizes how important it is for him to keep his promise to Stella, and this whole action and this theme of keeping promises is kind of recurring throughout the story as well. Applegate's novel also beautifully engages readers on the theme of the relationship between humans and animals. For example, at the point of the story where Ivan is creating artwork in order to try and save Ruby, once he finishes, he decides to show his artwork to Julia. He believes that as a fellow artist, she'll be able to interpret his message, but when Julia doesn't understand his picture, he fears that Ruby will become another one and only, trapped in the mall forever. Showing you more of that empathy that Ivan always had within him. In the last chapter of the one and only Ivan, Applegate beautifully illustrates the theme of self-discovery through Ivan. Julia visits Juan and is able to get Bob in as well, and it's there where Ivan learns that Julia actually adopted Bob, and also where she praises Ivan for helping Ruby. In the final words of the novel, Bob tells Ivan he's the one and only Ivan, and Ivan can finally believe he's as strong and special as the gorilla on the mall billboard. Ivan says goodbye to his friends and is able to confidently return to the gorillas, referring him to himself as the mighty silverback. And thus concludes my book review of The One and Only Ivan.